Yeah. So this is actually the second time we're attempting to stream this right now because for whatever reason the streams the quality kept lagging. So I deleted the stream and now we're starting it again. So the deck is already how do you say it's already shuffled, so we had that done. We're gonna play test the Nalia deck. Also, keep in mind that the deck list is in the description below if you want to check out what we have here. I also have pretzel, so I'm gonna eat pretzel while we play. So, the commander for this deck is Nalia. We're mainly using Nalia here to cast creatures off the top of our library. If we get the opportunity to put counters and give death touch with her other ability, we will. But it's not super necessary with how we're choosing to play this deck. So let me go ahead and put the serious music on. Now we're set. So let's see how this plays. So just get this to focus. We draw 7. Plains, Nikara, Mindblade, Plains. I mean, we need a swamp. And we don't really have any ways of drawing cards right now. So I don't know how good this hand is. I think we're just gonna have to mulligan. We're gonna have to mulligan this hand. Unfortunately. So I think that's gonna have to happen. So let's just shuffle and then we'll do this again. Yeah, the stream kept dropping frames, Naked, so I had to just start all over again, unfortunately, but at least we got this to work semi well now. Okay. So we're gonna shuffle and see how this works. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So eat some pretzel. Where's my drink? Okay. Arcane Signet. Talisman of Hierarchy. Mutavault. Signet. How does that happen? Mulligan. When will we get a nice hand? That is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so Soul Ring, Basilica, Vault of the Archangel, Mind Blade Render, and Jarl the Forsaken. So we have removal, potential card draw, gain life, ramp. This is a great hand. So let me say that Crib Swap is going to go over here to the hand side. Basilica is going to go over here as well. And then the vault can also go here. And then we'll play like this. So we will draw for turn. Yeah, you're right, Charlie. We got an unbreakable formation. Okay, which gives our creatures indestructible. We'll play the planes, tap the planes, play Soul Ring, and then we would pass the turn. I will then untap. We will draw into a Dance of the Dead, which is potential infinite combo here. I just combined infinite and potential into one word. So technically right here, what we're gonna do is pay 1/2. We're gonna foretell this Jarl of the Forsaken. So this is gonna be exiled. And then I'm gonna tap the planes for no reason, because I'm just gonna play the Basilica and return the planes back to my hand. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand, so I think we can pass like this. We are going to then untap. We'll draw into a Magus of the Disc, which is an interesting card to play here. How about we be that person right now? And we're gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, unfortunately. I have a black mana left over. We're gonna cast the Magus of the Disc and potentially just wipe our opponent's board next turn. But we would lose our Soul Ring. That is something we have to be aware of, enters the battlefield tapped. Let's say our opponent casts removal on the Magus of the Disc, so they don't have their stuff wiped. So this is going to go into the graveyard. And then we will go ahead and untap. And we will draw into a Mutavault, which is another land that we could play. So right here, I think what we do is we could play Nalia. Let's get the Mutavault onto the battlefield. We do have 6 mana now, so I could go 1, 2, 3. But I'd rather have that colored mana. So we're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna play Nalia, our commander. And then Nalia is on the battlefield. We get to look at the top part of our library, which is a swamp. This is not a creature we can cast, so that's just gonna stay there, unfortunately. And then we're gonna go ahead and just pass the turn there. And then let's say, nah, we can't even cast this from exile. We don't have any black mana. So then that happens. We'll go back to our turn. We'll untap. We'll draw into that swamp. We'll play the swamp. I'll look at the top cards. Demon's Disciple. Okay, here we go. So let's say we're gonna go ahead and tap 3. Thank you, Charlie. And we're gonna play the Demon's Disciple from the top of our library. Oh, this is intense. And then, so each player is going to sacrifice a creature. I'm going to sacrifice my Demon's Disciple. And then after that, I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. And I'm going to play Burikos Party Leader. So when Burikos enters the battlefield, first of all, he's every character class, essentially. And then whenever he attacks, if any player loses X life, and I create X treasure tokens where X is the number of creatures in my party, which right now is 2. So then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn there. And then we will untap. Okay, we'll draw into a Blood-Soaked Champion. So I have a rogue, something of whatever it needs to be. And I have 2 warriors, unfortunately. Is this a cleric? This is a cleric. So what if... I mean, do I want to be greedy like that? We gotta hold up the Unbreakable Formation right now. I just have to hold this up to give our creatures indestructible. So we're gonna go ahead and tap the swamp. We're gonna play the Bloodsoaked Champion. And then I believe that I'm gonna tap 2 here. And I'm just gonna get the Jarl of the Forsaken onto the battlefield off flash. So now we have a cleric, a warrior, a wizard, and a rogue. So we have a full party right now. Hey, we did the thing. We did the thing. We have a party now. Let's go. So in this situation, we would move to combat. And then because we have a full party, Bloodsoaked Champion gets a counter. Jarl of the Forsaken gets a counter. Burikos gets a counter. And then Nalia gets a counter. And then what we can do here is... well, we have to attack with Burikos. He's a 3/5 with Death Touch. And then that player loses X life. I create X treasure tokens or X's number of creature in my party. So I have 4 creatures in my party right now. So I'm gonna create 4 treasure tokens. You know? Guys, I think I gotta go grab the I know I can find treasure tokens. Let me go get that. Great upgrade list. I went slightly different direction with mine, but upgrading mana base, adding both medallions, adding targeted removal, making the deck overall faster. That's cool. I added a lot of removal too, but just like on the creatures, I think. So we had the same, we were thinking the same way. I just think that with the mana base, like, I think what was there was alright, because my creatures don't really cost anything ever more than 4 mana, generally. So that's why I wasn't too, like, concerned with, like, mana and everything. But if you were playing in a high-power meta, you definitely need the deck to play faster, but I just wasn't too concerned with it. So we have the treasure token. We do get 4 of these, which is incredible. So I'm gonna put 4 right there. And then I could look at the top card of my library. Oh. I'm gonna sacrifice 3 treasure tokens. And I'm going to cast a Tabarak's Hope's Demise. So he's just a 2/2 flyer, and then whenever another non-token creature I control dies, put a counter on Tabarak's. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card if you do lose 1 life. So we have Tabarak's on the battlefield now. So we will now pass. Wait, let me see. Oh! Nah, I gotta hold up the mana for the Unbreakable Formation, so we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. And then let's say our opponent wipes the board. And then in response to wiping the board, we're gonna tap 3 mana here. And we're gonna play an Unbreakable Formation. And we're gonna give all of our creatures indestructible. So that just happened. And then we're going to go ahead and untap for our turn. Let me look at the top card. I think it's fun. So now our opponents have no creatures on the board, which is relevant. So we're going to go ahead and draw. We draw into a Grim Haruspex. Whenever another non-token creature we control dies, we draw a card. Which would be relevant to have on the battlefield right now, considering we don't have a way to protect our creatures. So, I'm going to look at the top card. It's a Snowfield Sinkhole, so that's not really going to do anything for us right now. I think what we can do is... we're going to tap 2 here. And then we're going to play a copy of the Mind Blade render. So whenever your opponents are dealt combat damage, if any of that damage was dealt by a warrior, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So I'm thinking that... So this can trigger multiple times if I'm attacking with multiple warriors. But I only have 1 right now, which is relevant. So that happens, and then I'm going to pay 3 mana for the Grim Haruspex. So now, whenever creature we control dies, we get to draw a card, just in case of another board wipe, which I doubt would happen, considering 1 just happened. We can hold up mana right now for our Crib Swap, and in the case of another board wipe, we can use Dance of the Dead to reanimate a creature, at least. So we do have removal. We are going to go to combat, and because of we have a full party, I'm going to put a counter on every creature I control. And they gain Death Touch. And then I will attack with... Oh, these get a second counter. And then I'm going to attack with Nalia. Yeah, Urukos, the Champion, and the Jarl of the Forsaken. So 5, 4, 9, plus 4 is 13, plus 5, that's 18 damage. And then we would just pass the turn. Well, we get 4 more treasure tokens, so we have that. It's cool. And then let's say, I mean, I think this right now, what would happen is our opponent would cast a creature or something to put something on the board. We would then potentially go back to our draw step, and at their end step, I would tap 1, 2, and then sacrifice a treasure token. I was at 5 before, so now we're going to be at 4. And then I would cast Crib Swap to exile their creature. And then we would untap. So now they're literally left with nothing on the board again. We would draw for turn, it's going to be that land. We'll play the land. Another land. We won't play that land. We'll play Vault of the Archangel as our land. And then we're going to go to attack into that opponent again. This gets buffed. This gets buffed. This gets buffed. That. And now that's a lot more damage. So this is 5. That's 11. This is 16. 22. 27. This is 30. And then 34 damage. And then I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, 4 and tap the Vault of the Archangel here. Vault of the Archangel, when you pay 4 mana and tap it, creatures you control gain Death Touch and Lifelink. So they already have Death Touch, but now they have Lifelink on top of whatever they're doing. Burkos is gonna trigger. I'm gonna get 4 more treasure tokens. And then, so I'm at 8 treasure tokens. And then, yeah, I think somebody just got knocked out of the game. And we'll just keep it like that. I think that went pretty well. I think, we were able to draw into relevant creatures. Technically, if our creatures got removed, we have the Grim Haruspex here to draw us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, potentially. Taborax would have drawn us a card off of the Forsaken going away. We were finally able to assemble a party, which was awesome. And then we had a creature in the Bloodsoaked Champion in case of a board wipe that we could reanimate back. We had a card in our hand that would literally reanimate a creature that we controlled. And then, yeah, I think the chances... I mean, I could count on one hand using 2 fingers the number of times that I've ever seen a Cyclonic Rift. And even the exiling board wipes too is very rare. Very rare. So, I mean, but it's not to say that it could never happen. Definitely could happen. But then I would have a bunch of 2/2 boars if they Curse of the Swine, which would be cool. Then I would just cast Nalia again and go for it all over again. So land, High Priest, removal, reanimation, removal. Yeah. I like this upgrade. I think that I could bring this to Command Fest and have fun. I think his deck is pretty decent. So this is a success. Now, what we have here, what I wanted to do after this playtest was we have a video that's getting uploaded on Friday where I played against a subscriber named Ricky Fried Chicken. Him and Dorito were playing a game of Commander with me in the Discord. And what I would like to do in the future is to get into the habit of reviewing games of Commander. And I have the video already edited. On Friday it's supposed to be uploaded, but we're gonna watch it early right now and then review it, pause the video, review what we see, and then on Friday the original video will be uploaded, and then you guys can take a look at what happened. So let's go to this, and then let me go ahead and place the link for this chat. It's a funny monkey over there. So we're gonna do this so that we can fix the chat. And then let's find the video. I edited this video heavily, guys, like heavily. So I'm hoping that you enjoy the alterations. Skullbriar versus Sithis. Yeah, that's it. Well, technically I should be able to watch it because it's my video. Let me see. If anything, I could probably just pull up the edited copy of the video. Alright, we'll just leave that as it is then. I can just find the video on my computer. Let me just make sure this is it. Yeah, I found it, guys. Okay. So we're gonna watch it like this. We don't need YouTube. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is the video that's going to be uploaded on Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and mute the music. And let me just increase this volume. And we will go. So I hope you guys like the video. Let's go full screen with this. And then we'll keep that like that. And this should be good.
Want to roll?
Okay.
We do a D6?
I have a D20.
I got a D20 right here. Alright, rolling.
Okay.
Went off screen, hold on. A 5.
12.
Nice.
I'll go first.
Yep.
Oops. Hold up. I'm just gonna play this Necro Blossom Snarl, and I'm just gonna reveal a swamp.
Okay.
You can go. My bad, guys.
Pass, alright.
How easy that is. Wow.
Draw, isn't it so nice, dude? Yeah. I'm gonna play a forest. And no soul ring, big sad, pass.
Okay. will.
Okay, so how do I find you guys now?
Pay 2 and cast Skullbriar. Then I'm gonna attack you for 1 damage.
Alright, I will take 1 commander.
So that's the cool thing about Skullbriar, is that you pay 2 mana for Skullbriar. If I go back in time, Skullbriar says when Skullbriar the Walking Grave deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Counters remain on Skullbriar as move to any zone other than a player's hand or library. So not only does Skullbriar get the ability to be played early, he has haste, so he attacks immediately, which is going to be relevant later on. And whenever he deals damage, you get a counter on him that essentially just forever stays on Skullbriar, which I think is extremely relevant to the situation that we have going on over here. Maybe if I just not do that. Yeah. So it's really relevant. Skullbriar is a great card.
Alright, I will take 1 commander.
Skullbriar gets a counter, and then you can go.
I sent it in your messages, Dorito.
Yeah, I saw it.
Draw.
I'm clicking it right now. Stream error.
I'll tap 2 and hold my breath while I cast Sithis. And I'll pass.
I cannot join.
Oh, my bad, bro. I should have passed this. Then I will draw. So I'm gonna pause it.
Sithis.
Our opponent's playing Sithis, Harvest Hand, and when we look at this, I gotta get better at this. When we take a look at this over here, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life and draw a card. The cool thing about the thank you. The cool thing about this this creature here is that, you know, you gain 1 life and you draw a card every single time you cast an enchantment. But what's nice for us in this matchup is, as a Skullbriar player, our main condition is to win with combat damage. So generally, with specifically not just combat damage, it's commander damage. So what we're going to notice here is our opponent's going to gain a ton of life, but because we have Skullbriar on the battlefield, Skullbriar is going to, how do you say, commander damage can't be healed from. Okay, if you get 21 points of commander damage, you automatically knock them out of the game. So that's going to be relevant.
I'll tap 2, and I will cast Kenrith Transformation on your commander, which triggers Sithis. I'll draw a card and gain a life.
So in this situation here, our opponent just cast a card called Kenrith Transformation on our commander. This enchantment will turn our Skullbriar into a 3/3 elk, or a 4/4, because Skullbriar should have at least 1 or 2 +1/+1 counters on it, so maybe a 5/5. But Skullbriar would technically lose all of his abilities, which is unfortunate. So we have a response. It's always important that when you're making a Voltron commander deck, more importantly, when you play Voltron, you need ways to sacrifice your commander in situations like this, I will say.
So he'll be a 3/3 elk with no abilities.
In response, I'm gonna pay 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna cast the Village Rites. I'm gonna sacrifice Skullbriar.
Nice play.
Then I'm gonna draw cards. Do you pass?
Yeah, sorry. I'm not. No, I'm gonna hit you for 1, and then I'll pass.
Yep. Draw. So notice that he just attacked right there. So now our opponent has no blockers. We just played our 4th land, and watch. Play a forest. I'm gonna tap 4. I'm gonna cast Skullbriar. Then I'll go to combat and now attack for 3. So basically, we got to play our Skullbriar immediately. He has 2 counters on him already because he keeps his counters. So we got to play him right away and then attack immediately. which means that we get to deal another damage, more damage with Skullbriar, and he gets another counter immediately. So that's what his haste ability is extremely underrated, because it generally it's just a powerful way to play, man. Haste in the command zone is really strong. Then I'll go to combat and now attack for 3.
3, okay. 1, 2, 3, and I will take 3. 1, 2, 3.
Then it gets a counter and I'll pass it.
Okay, untap, draw. Let's go ahead and play a Plains, and I will probably.
Yeah, screen sharing is much better for your 1v1s.
What do I want to do here? I'll tap 2, and I will play Sanctum Weaver, and I will draw a card and gain a life off that cast. I have 2 left. Yeah, I'll just crack you back for 1.
Okay.
And then I'll pass.
I'm gonna tap 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play a Daring Fiend Bonder. Good card. He attacks each combat if able, and I can exile him from my graveyard, and I put an indestructible counter on target creature.
Nice.
And I'm gonna attack with both. Go to combat. Attack with both of the creatures.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to take it, I think. What is that, 3,
4 here
4
and 5.
commander? So 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 4 commander. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Then I'm gonna pass the turn.
Okay. Untap, draw. Alright, let's play a forest. What to do? I'm gonna tap 3, so 1, 2. Look at my hand real quick, check my mana out. Okay, I'll tap these 3 and I will play a Jugan Defends the Temple, and then cast I will gain a life and draw a card. Create a 1/1 green human monk creature token with tap add a green, and I'm pretty sure these proc right away, don't they?
Yeah, when you cast it, whatever the first thing is.
Yeah, so create a 1/1 1/1. This is a monk with tap add green, add 1 green. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will tap this for 3 white, make it 4, and play Ivory Mask, and that will gain a life and draw a card.
Can't do the card, do it. Spells are good.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna pass.
So. Now we have to That's a attack with
slippery
Daring
dog
Fiend
bonder.
Bonder. Oh.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put a hexproof counter on Skullbriar.
Very nice.
So I'm gonna leave this here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna attack with Skullbriar and the Fiend Bonder.
Okay. I'm going to block your commander with my 1/1 monk, and I will take 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this boy is dead.
Then I'll pass the turn after that.
Okay. Untap. Pray for something good. Play
Everybody have
forest.
to-
Huh? I got tats, yeah.
Yeah, no.
We're all the
Everybody
same.
we've seen today have tattoos.
Yeah, literally.
Seems to be a Magic player thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'm gonna tap Sanctum for 1, 2, 3, 4 white. And then 5, 6, 7. And play Zatalpa.
Yeah, that's good. It's tough because now he has
Resolve?
a blocker. He can block my Skullbriar.
Okay. And then I will tap 2 and play Rune of Sustenance. I'm gonna draw. So I have on cast I can draw a card, gain a life. And I'm gonna enchant Zatalpa, giving him lifelink. This procced, it's not gonna see Zatalpa. I did this late, so Zatalpa wouldn't see this. I'm gonna put a 1/1 counter on each of these guys for the second ability here. But that proc before he came on the field, so he wouldn't see it. And then I'm gonna play a Tragic Poet. What is your guy over there? He's just he's a 3/3. Oh, I guess I'm just passing that.
Yeah, so now I gotta figure out a way to get Zatalpa off of the battlefield. Because I'm about to take a ton of damage. He's gonna gain a ton of life. And Zatalpa has vigilance, so Zatalpa will always be able to attack and block Skullbriar. I'm gonna pay 3 and then 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna play a Stump Squaw Hydra. And for 4. So I get to distribute X +1/+1 counters among it and any number of commanders. I'm gonna put 4 counters on Skullbriar.
Okay. He's a cool commander. I've never seen him, to be honest. Well, I've never seen him in play. Skullbriar.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't lose his counters is pretty dope.
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first commander I've ever played. I'm gonna go to combat and I have to attack with the Fiend Bonder because he has to attack each combat table.
Okay, I will, and if he dies, you can bring him back, give something indestructible.
Yeah, well, yeah, I give something an indestructible counter.
I'm gonna let it go through. I'll take 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap, and I will draw. I will play this really nice Plains. And you have nothing but creatures on the field. Let's draw some cards. Let's do on this proc. I keep forgetting about this. Exile this card, return it flipped. It becomes Remnant of the Rising Star. It's a 2/2 flyer. Whenever another creature and ETBs under my control, I may pay X. And when you do, put X +1/+1 counters on that creature. As long as you control 5 or more modified creatures, this guy gets +5/+5, becomes a 7/7. I only have 2 modified creatures. So I'm going to tap 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to play Abundance, which is going to proc Sithis, and I will gain a life and draw a card. What do you have up? You have a lot of things up.
It's a close game.
Let's do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I want to do that? I'll tap Sanctum for 6, and with 1 floating, I'll play Seaborn Muse.
Yes.
And for that X, I'm going to use that 1 2, 3, 4. So I can distribute, put X1 counters on that creature. So she's going to be at 4 +1/+1 counters.
Nice.
I will go to combat, Mortal Kombat, and I will swing Sotalpa at you.
Yeah, take 8.
Okay, I will gain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second main, I think I'm pretty much cashed out, so I'll go ahead and pass.
You untap as I am.
Mm-hmm.
Draw. Maybe. I would
Do you
have
have
to.
that deck?
I would have to go
and
back
we're
and check
online?
just to make
Oh.
sure. Not yet. Dude, I have like literally 70, probably almost 80 decks not on the internet.
Well, being not user first one, I assume you might have.
Just, I got a lot to catch up with.
Was that Japanese basic land?
That? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it
is.
was from Magawa.
Oh, not you. I was talking about Coach.
Oh, his forest, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Rogue's Passage.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think you're dead, bud.
Oh boy. I think that's it. Is that game?
Let's see.
Don't do
I'm
it.
gonna tap 4 and this to give Skullbriar blockable.
Don't do it.
Actually, then before I move to combat, get Pride Malkin, which is gonna
Guys,
give another
Guys,
counter on
for no
Skullbriar.
reason, I just want to say right now, I end up taking the Pride Malkin and just putting Pride
You need
Malkin in the
21
graveyard
though.
for literally no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
I
watch,
have
you'll see it
one
happen.
turn to do something.
And
Unless you do something else.
then I'll go to combat.
Nope.
I'll be taking.
this
I'll be
and
taking 10.
The Fiend Bonder as well has to attack.
Right. So, I don't care what the Fiend bottom damage. So I'll take all of it. So that's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But most importantly, that's 10, Commander.
Then I'll pass it to him after that.
Okay. I'll keep draw, whatever. But on draw, I'm gonna abundance triggers. I'm gonna pick non-land, revealing until I hit a non-forest. It was Luxodon Warhammer, and the rest goes on the bottom. Yep. Okay. So that's my draw. It's just not enough.
This is where we scoop it up.
Oh, he has. Does you guy have hexproof, bro?
Yeah.
He does.
Oh, I can't even Kenrith transformation him right now.
Need a border wipe.
I think that's all she wrote.
And that's it. That's the video. So, definitely something a bit different that we tried to do over here. If we liked videos like that or little things like that, we can get into the habit of doing this more often. I think I'm actually gonna record a version of this off stream so that it looks much more clean, because I definitely was not in the beginning of that. It was kind of choppy, we could say. But I think I'm gonna record another version of that off stream so that it looks much cleaner, and then we can just review it so that people can learn how to play. But yeah, I think that's going to be the streams for today. So we did the upgrade. We got the deck list in the description. We did a sneak peek. We'll do that more often. I also have one uploaded of Kakusho versus... It was Kakusho versus Braids, Conjurer Adept. We have that. Upload, not really, maybe not, how do you say, edited so heavily like that one was,
but the gameplay is there, and that'll be uploaded after we're done with the one commander deck. I could go back and review the Captain G commander deck or commander game, but that was a 30-minute video, and I don't feel like sitting down for 30 minutes watching that game again. So at least like the 1v1 games with decks that are already built, those videos are more like 15 minutes. So we'll just do that with those 1v1s instead. Okay. So I'm going to head out. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Okay. Always remember, eat healthy, work out every single day. Most importantly, you got to believe in yourself. All right. Peace out, people.